What's going on, social media socialites? I am doing a quick impromptu live. I don't know if I'm going to turn this into a live Q&A or not, or it depends on how long this takes me. If I'm going to turn it into a live Q&A or if I'm just going to speak. I guess this would be considered a conscious commentary. I am in my home office. I'm actually about to head out to go to a meeting, and I saw something that came across my screen that I wanted to kind of give redress to. So, as the title says, this is my response to Ms. Sheryl Sandberg, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. So she did a interview with I believe it's called the Nerd Web, I think, or the Need Web. I can't remember the actual name of it right now. And this is raw. This is uncut. I am actually on my way out the door to a meeting, but I thought that this would be an opportunity to speak truth to power based on some things that has been going on with me over the past 72 hours. And every time I do a conscious commentary, every time I do a commentary, you know the links are going to be in the description below. So everything I'm talking about, the link is going to be in the description below. So the article to Miss Sheryl's interview is going to be in the description below. Also, you're going to see a video of Miss Sheryl teaching at a TED Talk talking about woman empowerment. So to sum everything up, to make this fairly quickly, to make this fairly quick, Ms. Sheryl Sandberg, who is this Chief Operating Officer of Facebook, she went and did an interview on some very large platforms and said that she does not agree with personal branding. She says that personal branding is wrong, and if anybody does it, what she said is that personal branding is not right. And if anybody does it, then she knows that it's wrong. She says that Crest is a brand, and she used another company as a brand, but she says that us as people are not brands. And my response to Ms. Sheryl Sandberg, and to everybody that is listening under the sound of my voice, that cannot be any further from the truth. I think Sheryl, her statement was very agnostic to what's really going on in today's climate as a entrepreneur, as someone who's wanting to start a business. And that's very interesting because I think, she is a best-selling author and she's very accomplished. She is in Silicon Valley. She is the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to speak truth to power about this, is because her voice is so loud, her platform is so well respected. I don't want anybody to be led astray because of it. I think that I don't want to discredit her at all. I'm just going to speak truth to power to explain the reason why what she said is not true, and why you do need a personal brand to start a small business, especially if you are a millennial. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to speak to this, because I was talking yesterday with one of our top lenders. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is E.DeanCole. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber and you don't know who I am, my name is E.DeanCole. I am the CEO of DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm, and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. So basically, I help businesses start and get funding for their small businesses. I help them grow and start their business. That's what I do. So yesterday, I was talking with one of our top lenders who lends to startup businesses. If you have a business and you have a legitimate business, meaning that you have a business with the Secretary of State and you're set up the proper way, in 6 months you can get up to $75,000 from them. And we were talking yesterday, and they were reaching out to me because they said that their demographics show that the new millennials is the second largest demographic to start businesses, and they wanted to know how to tap into that market. They were doing research, and they were saying that most millennials want to start a business, but they just don't know how, which is very true. I mean, if you think about the millennials, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be rich, wealthy, and successful, and it's very interesting. And if I could, just break this thing down and look at it very esoterically, Ms. Sheryl Sandberg is 47 years old. Not only is she 47 years old, she's a 47-year-old Caucasian woman, okay? So that means that the things that she goes through, or the things that has been handed to her, or the things that she has to fight for, or the things that she has to been marginalized against, or the things that she has to overcome are not the same thing that the average millennial or the average African American man or the average African American woman has to go through. Now, like I said, this particular lender who I was speaking with yesterday, they said that the millennials, everyone who is like young Yachty's age and Kodak Black and Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, those people in that age range, in that demographic, they are all entrepreneurial. They want to be entrepreneurs. I think the reason why is because they came up in an era seeing people successful, seeing people as being entrepreneurs. They see people like Kim Kardashian. They see people like Khloe Kardashian, and so they want to be like Kylie. You know, they want to be like all of these people. And so because of that, I kind of understand where she's coming from. A small amount to the average everyday person that is like her, that is an operating officer, somebody who wants to work in a cubicle, somebody that wants to be an accountant and retire, or somebody that has the gift of the abilities of help and administration and support. No, you don't necessarily need a personal brand. To a small extent, I can see where she's coming from, but majority of the time, everyone needs a personal brand. You need a personal brand. If you're going to go and hire someone, if you're going to go and interview to be hired by someone, you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to put on a shirt and tie. Anybody walks into my office, the first thing that my receptionist does, when I interview people, my receptionist sits up front, and then one of my operation managers, she sits up front as well. And they'll let me know if the person is dressed properly or not, if I'm interviewing them. If they're not, then I just tell them, I let them dismiss them. I don't have time to waste with that type of stuff. If you can't take yourself serious enough to really put your best foot forward, then I'm not going to waste my time with you. Your time is your most valuable asset. So that being said, I'm about to just break it down and get into it. So the reason why I say that I wanted to speak truth to power is because this has been very interesting, like I said, over the past 72 hours. So a couple of things happened. Thing number one is that I got that call from that lender. They're wanting to tap into the highest growing market of entrepreneurs, which is the millennials. Ironically speaking, the number one market, the number one demographic of entrepreneurs is the African American female. That's the number one demographic for entrepreneurs is African American female. The second demographic are the millennials. So that happened. The second thing is that I recently, it's been happening a lot more, is that I get racially profiled. And it really is bothering me, just being very candid with you. As an African American man, I get racially profiled. I get put into two categories. When someone sees me personally and they see me, they automatically assume, okay, well, who did you play for? They automatically assume, because I'm a big guy. I know on camera you can't really see it too tough, but I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 6'4" and some change, 6'4" and a couple of inches. I'm 250 pounds plus. So I know I wear tailored suits, but I'm really a big guy. So in person, a lot of times people think, oh, okay, well, who do you play for? And every single time I go somewhere, because I wear custom suits, I wear tailored suits, and because of my size and my stature, the first thing they automatically assume is that I am a modern day slave, that I'm an NFL player or NBA player. I speak with that with all certainty, without any equivocations. I don't care what people may say or may think. I think that because my brother played in the NFL, ironically, is that the modern day athlete, or the athlete is the modern day slave, the high paid modern day slave. If you look at, matter of fact, I'm going to link a description below to a video of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan talking about, he was doing a monologue over how they do the NFL Combine. And he was talking about that. I'm going to link that in the description below. I know that makes people uncomfortable, but it's the truth. I was listening to an interview on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and one of the gentlemen were saying that in NFL and in sports, they don't like to hear about politics. They just want you to shut up and play. So the first way that I am marginalized or I am profiled is they automatically assume that I'm an NFL player, regardless of the fact of how I speak before anything. Or I do drive an exotic car, but when I pull up, they don't assume that I'm a CEO. They don't assume that I work with my mind and not with my muscles. They don't assume that I am that I have a thriving, successful consulting firm. The first thing they think of, oh, who you play for or who did you play for? Because I'm not as in best shape as I used to be. I'm just big. That's the first thing. The second thing is online. Because I've recently started doing YouTube and I started doing a lot of social media interactions and whatnot, the first thing that people automatically assume is that I'm a liar and that I am scamming people. Before I say anything, before they know anything about me, what they do is they judge me by the content. They judge me by the color of my skin and not the content of my character. Yesterday, I went back and forth with a gentleman for a full day. I went, and to be very candid with you guys, I was exploiting him. I was exploiting his negativity, and I made it turn in my favor so that I can, get more clients. It did work because I understand marketing. I understand, the algorithm that makes up YouTube and whatnot. But nevertheless, I said all of that to say that in today's climate, this 2017, with the social and economic climate that we're in, where we have people like Bill Maher saying house nigga and thinking it's okay. We have some great orators like Michael Eric Dyson condoning that. We have individuals like Dr. Umar Johnson speaking truth to power and holding the conscious rappers accountable. In today's climate, above all things, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bicurious, transgender. You need to brand yourself personally as an entrepreneur, because the way society is now, you are judged. Some of the best advice I ever got, I broke into corporate America at a very young age. I worked for a company called MCI WorldCom, and I was in their training program, and one of a supervisor who came to me, I never forget, it changed my life. His name is John Trinity Range. Every time I see him, I say the exact same thing to him. It's so funny, but John Trinity Range told me this. He says, Dean, I can't hear nothing you're saying because what you are is speaking so loudly in my ear. That changed my life forever. I was 20 years old in corporate America, 20 years old in corporate America, trying to climb the corporate ladder. And even though I was talented, I was skilled, but I did not have the character to handle the position I was going for. And I kept saying, I can do it, look at my numbers, I can do it. And he told me, he says, I can't hear nothing you're saying because what you are is speaking so loudly in my ear. And that point forward, I decided to make sure I always present myself in the best light. Now, I am not being fake. It's just who I am. I am that character. I am that person. That is my character. The character is me. I like professionalism. I like to handle myself in a great way. I believe in black excellence. I believe in those things. That's who I am. And I said all of that to say this. As an entrepreneur, if you're starting your business, you're going to need to brand yourself so that you can position yourself to prosper. The number one reason why banks deny loans, the number one reason why lenders deny loans is because people don't even brand themselves the right way as a business. In my course, I have a course that I teach people how to start and grow their business. And the section that most people get tied up with is the section that's called red flags. Every single person gets caught up in red flags in that section, because in that section, I'm teaching them the real way that underwriters and banks look at your business, look at your profile to approve you for loans. And so in their mind, they're in the valley of decision in their mind. So they are fighting against what they think they know versus the facts and the realities. Fantasy is what we want, but reality is what we need. And in that section in my course, every last person, I never forget, it never fails. They always say, Dean, something is wrong with the course. Dean, something is wrong. I keep getting one answer wrong. I keep getting 3 answers wrong. The reason why is because even though it's in front of them in black and white, it's hard for them to relearn the truth. And in that section, I talk about the way that underwriters view you as an entrepreneur and as a business. And it's all about your brand. You have to brand yourself properly. You can't have a Gmail email. I don't care if your business name is, if it's Red Tie Incorporated. It can't be Red Tie Incorporated at gmail.com. Whenever a bank or a lender sees that at Gmail, it's the equivalent of coming into my office on the 30th floor in front of all this glass, in front of all this marble, in front of in front of my assistants and my operations manager, wanting to meet with me, and you have on jeans, t-shirts, and flip-flops, and you have a tie around your neck. So just because you put your business name in the beginning, that's the tie around your neck. But at Gmail are the jeans, t-shirts, and flip-flops. And that's the way that people look at your business when you're starting a business, all right? So I said all of that to say that personal branding is very important. You have to brand yourself personally. Like I said, I think that Miss Sheryl Sandberg, I think that she's a phenomenal woman. I've seen some of her TED Talks. Like I said, I'm going to link her TED Talk below. But I think that her response was very disingenuous. I think that it was a bit agnostic. I think that it was based on her situation that she's gone through as a chief operating officer. As a chief operating officer, she deal with the operations of Facebook, the day-to-day operations. She doesn't go out and get new contracts. She doesn't go out and get new clientele. She's not the chief marketing officer. She's not the CMO. And she's definitely not the CEO. She's not Mark Zuckerberg, who I understand who might be running for president. And best believe that as the president, his personal brand is going to matter. But I said all of that to say that her response, I believe, was based on her immediate circumstances. It's kind of like the person who says that I don't understand why you can't just go out and get a job. I don't understand, because the things that's been presented to her have not been the same type of things that presented to others. That's my take on that. This is not a diss. I'm not trying to diss her, or I'm not trying to degrade her. I am just speaking truth to power about my experience and what I see as a business consultant, as what I see as an African American man who are in the streets of the entrepreneurial life of what it's like really to build and grow and start a business. So my response to Miss Sheryl is that I think that she's phenomenal. I think that she's great at what she does, and I hope much success on all of her books and all of her endeavors. But most importantly, you do need to build a personal brand. You must build a personal brand. If you don't build a personal brand, then you're going to fail. It just is what it is. Now, that's just my take on it. I don't mean to be too political. I don't mean to be too stark. I do see a lot of questions coming up, and I have about 10 minutes before I need to leave to go to this meeting. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions. All right, so let's see who's in the building. All right, we got was that Tanker Green is in the building. Hey Tanker, how are you doing today? All right, so we got Kevin and Kay in the building. Hey Kevin, how you doing? JB did, it says, much love, big bro. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate you, JB. I really appreciate you as well. Frank Evans is in the building, loving your message. Keep up. Thank you very much for that, Frank. I really appreciate you. All right, Swish, the trademark, says same. Okay, I appreciate that. All right, Island Boy says, blessings, Dean, and everyone. I appreciate you for that. All right. Somebody asked, Michael Blackwell asked, who is Sheryl Sandberg? Sheryl Sandberg is the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. And so she was trending this morning. And the reason why she was trending is because the COO of Facebook says that you should not build a personal brand. And Facebook, the best thing about Facebook is that you are able to brand and position yourself. And she's speaking to entrepreneurs. She had a article in the Forbes magazine talking about her workings with the small business owners in Facebook. So that's very interesting, and I just wanted to speak truth to power about the situation, Michael, because I know that her platform is large and her voice is loud, and it's very powerful, and I don't want people to miss out on their opportunities. I don't want people to not get what they're wanting to get. I don't want someone to take her words as the gospel and not apply themselves so they can position themselves to prosper. Because like I said, millennials are the second largest growing demographic of people that are entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I have to do majority of the time as a consultant is I have to reteach what people have messed up. I have to fix what people have messed up, reteach people the right way to do things. So, all right, so a couple more questions. All right, JD says, hit the like button. I really appreciate that so much. All right, personal brand is a wealth of information. I agree with that, Island Boy. All right, it says type brand in the comments box if you have a brand. All right, awesome. That's good stuff. Yes, type brand in the comment box if you have a brand. That's good stuff. Now, I don't have time to do a full I don't have time to do a full Q&A like I normally do. This was just I just wanted to speak truth to power. Like I said, I'm actually in my home office. I just checked my email. I saw it come through. I thought it was an opportunity to speak truth to power. And I do have to run. But I do thank you guys so much for that. It says, all right, guys, I really appreciate you so much for that. I will see you guys a little bit later. Man, I don't know if I don't know. It said it was going live. I apologize for that. That was actually my people asking if I was on my way. So I got to go. Like I said, I don't just play a CEO on YouTube. I'm one in real life. All right, listen, you guys go get them. The only person stopping you from being successful is you. All right, go get them. Success is waiting for you.